Hey, this is this size this, and I just wanted to make this one video on a kind of a review of Green Lantern's movie, and hey, it was bad, and it wasn't really that great of a film. Now, this is also to basically on all those other critics, most of them who said that this movie was beyond shit bad, and that they went on and just ranted and pulled on it. I'm gonna say yeah, the movie, but it was not as awful as the critics were saying it. I mean, Ryan Reynolds made an okay Hal Jordan slash Green Lantern, and I was fine with that. And but what I found disturbing was just going through all the negative reviews on the movie. It's a bad movie, but I mean, it's obvious it's a bad movie, but it's not as bad as every other critic seems to want to put it out as. I mean, yeah, Phalanx looks like a giant fart, and the story seems to go off in like multiple directions. But me and most of the more reasonable people out there who are rating this film, are guess more reasonable critics, I guess you would call them, are basically saying that the movie is bad, not for Ryan Reynolds, but mainly because of the director, who basically didn't want to make the Green Lantern movie, apparently. And it's fine, but you were chosen to make a Green Lantern movie, and you had to make it, and you decided not to make a Green Lantern movie, but your own film. Most of you don't understand is that most of the Green Lantern uh, story was taken off of Jeff Jones's remake of the Green Lantern origin called, well, Green Lantern's Origins, which is you can find at the store, which similarly matches the story that you saw in the movie, but with some differences. Mostly with the fact that it actually told a good story and not the piece of shit that everybody saw in theaters. And basically, the movie was supposed to follow the Green Lantern origins. And yeah, and for you other Green Lantern fans, I do know that the other more outdated version of Green Lantern's origin was used to be called Emerald Knight, and now it's just Green Lantern Origins. I, I'm just gonna come out and say this: that Jeff Jones is still one of the best writers out there. But one of the things I found interesting was that they were comparing this movie with all the Marvel movies. Most of these critics, and one particular critic's like, "Yeah, man, it's Marvel all the way. I'm Marvel all the way, man. I'm fuck this DC crap." And that's what I've been hearing mostly is this uncontrollable bursting of love of Marvel comics and how Marvel is doing so great. First of all, the Marvel movies have been having success, mild success. X Men First Class, which I still don't give a shit about. And yet, the comic book side of Marvel Comics has failed, basically. See, most of you don't understand is that Bob Harris was made the editor in chief of DC Comics, and with Jeff Jones' successful Blackest Night, Brightest Day series, and of course, not forgetting the Green Lantern reboots, and I mean Rebirth, I mean Green Lantern Rebirth, Blackest Night, Brightest Day, and then the Green Lantern War. The series has been one massive uh, success after another that it literally shadowed right over Marvel Comics that they had to even move that Marvel was even forced to move events out of the way, and then they got Flashpoint, which is about ready to end. And yes, I know all the comics are about ready to go back to number one. uh I don't know why it's a bad idea, but well, I kind of do know why, but I don't really want to get into it right now. But anyways, DC in lately has been so overpowering in sales over Marvel Comics, it's not even funny in the comic book sense. But yet, in the movie sense, it's just been Marvel this, Marvel that, and it's just been Marvel in every freaking line. I mean, the Thor movie, the upcoming Captain America movie, the Iron Man movie, the upcoming um, Avenger movie that's going to be directed by Josh Weirden. God, I hate that guy. Oh fuck! I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Now I'm gonna have the Josh Weirden fans gunning at me. Man, you hate Josh Weirden. Well, because his Firefox was too much like the anime Serenity. I mean, too much like the anime Outlaw Star. But yeah, but the problem is that I guess the Marvel fanboys have decided to defend the movies without a doubt. Everyone's saying that, oh, the Green Lantern doesn't have a story. It does have a story, but the director decided to change that story into something incomprehensible. And I'm talking about the movie Green Lantern and why it was such a train wreck. But it's not as bad as a train wreck as all the other fucking critics are out there. This movie's so fucking terrible, it's beyond recognizable. Ryan Reynolds is a horrible Green Lantern. Not necessarily. He actually played Hal Jordan pretty well, and under my opinion, and yeah, I think all this bashing is, yeah, it's going to hurt the DC line of movies that they were planning that would lead to a Green Justice League movie, which I knew was going to destined to crash and burn because they said that the actors that were going to be in the movies were going to be different than the ones in the Justice League. Whoever thought that idea up needs to go out back and shoot himself in the crotch. Seriously, that's just a string of bad ideas. But then again, I don't find that surprising under Warner Brothers, who seems to think that Dan Didio was an actually good editor in chief. Yeah, Dan Didio. The man has destroyed about 5 or 6 franchises, and they spent most of their time rebuilding, which is probably why DC Comics is going to do all their comic books back to #1 because of because of the damage that Didio did, especially what he did to Wonder Woman and the Superman franchise. They are just unretrievable. And then there's the entire Wildstorm franchise, which died a horrible, horrible, horrible death. And Wildstorm is a subsidy under DC. DC owns them, and they have their own lines of comics. And oh my God, did Didio wreck them up? Then the Vertical line, which brought up comic books like the Watchmen and stuff like that. Yeah, it wasn't really doing all that successful under Didio. And then you had that Under the Red Hood, which was a pretty good animated movie from DC Comics, but its source was bad. And then you had Amazon's Attack, which was just outright. It's now an internet joke. You can just look anywhere about Amazon's Attack on the internet, and it's pretty much an internet joke now. And then you have Countdown, which is another horribly done internet joke now. And you've seen where I point you to Lucario, who basically has made a career out of bashing those 2 lines of comics. But yeah, I think the Marvel fanboys have started going on protecting Marvel movie franchise mode, and let's bash the DC film. I mean, they can't bash the Batman films because, well, let's face it, the last 2 Batman films have been extremely good, and Christopher Nolan is just one hell of a great director. And yeah, they've gone into bashing mode. They see Green Lantern. It, it was an okay movie with a good cast. Just was given a shitty director who decided to change everything about it, and everybody has bashed the living shit out of it. I mean, they might as well just showed up with pitchforks and torches while they were at it and screaming, hang 'em all!" Seriously, Marvel fanboys, please cool it. I mean, I'm gonna say this out loud. You guys think that the Apple fanboys are bad? You don't know nothing until you met the Marvel fanboys. They can be somewhat of an insane group.